It's Tuesday, and I hate Tuesdays. You know what else I hate? Politicians. Now, I'm not saying I hate government, because government has a place and a time and people blah 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 blah. But I hate politicians. Everyone should hate politicians. Politicians are just as bad as lawyers, if not worse, because we have to listen to them when we don't want to. And we pay for a lot more than just money. I was watching a show last night. I know I shouldn't get my information from TV, and I don't, but it proved a very valid point. I was watching Criminal Minds, and they're working on this case about this guy killing people, which is all that show's ever about. But this senator comes into the BAU, I don't know, comes in to talk to one of the head agents and is like, you can't publicize this because it's going to ruin my little speech that I'm going to give that crime is down in the area and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, are you kidding me? You're more worried about the speech that you're going to make as opposed to stopping a serial killer. And I know these types of things happen in real politics. I know that everything that goes on, whether it's on a state level, city level, county level, I know I went in a weird order there, or federal level, like, it doesn't matter. Politics is all about the person and not about making things better for a whole society. I cannot understand how people can be so self-centered and so selfish and so ignorant to the fact that there are things greater than themselves in this world. Now, I'm not saying it's not a natural impulse to think of yourself first, because obviously it is. We are all selfish. We are all self-preservation minded. But that doesn't mean that that is how we should act, especially if we are in a position of political influence. And I know that that's really the only reason anyone gets into politics nowadays, is so that they can get a nice cushy job where they don't have to do anything, where they can help out their friends and make a lot of money. I know people probably disagree with me and tell me I'm full of crap, but I know that I'm not, because look at any state in the union. Look at the entire federal government. Look at the state that California is in right now. That has nothing to do with the people. Well, it has a lot to do with the people as well. I shouldn't say that. But it has a majority to do with politicking liberals and politicking conservatives. They are both just as bad in completely different ways. And moronic governors that we've had over the last, 10 years. Probably even longer than that. But because these people are politicking and they are not governing, they are not being part of a system that is supposed to help a uniform collection of people who've decided we want to call ourselves this society and we want to make things better for each other. Politics has no place in government. None whatsoever. So, none whatsoever. Oh, gosh. But seriously, what is with politicians? Why do they think they are so important? Because they aren't. They are one person in a collection of millions of people. Just alone in California, there's like some 30 million people. And these politicians, I'm going to pick on Governor because I can't think of anyone else's name right now. But he is one person out of these 30 million people, one who is not a native citizen of the United States, let alone California, who is working on his political agenda and not actually trying to make things better for California. There are so many things he could have done, and I'm not a huge follower of the government and policies and all that kind of stuff, because I just think it's a waste of time, because no matter what I do, no matter what I say, politics is going to overrule any influence that I could possibly have on trying to better the government process. And I think that's true for everyone on an individual scale, and it's not going to get better until we actually all work together, which is never going to happen, and society's just going to fall apart, and we're all going to end up killing each other over simple things like a box of cereal and milk, because no one wants cereal without milk. I don't get it. I don't understand politics. I don't understand politicians. I don't understand why people are more concerned with their own selfish desires as opposed to trying to make things better for the entire world. Again, people are just naturally selfish. I get that. I'm selfish all the time. But there is more to life than me, for myself. There's a lot more to my life than just worrying about myself. I feel like I feel like being part of the government should be a selfless position. Like, whenever I think of government, I always think of the Roman republics and the Greek republics that they had set up, and how it was your civic duty to participate in that government, and that everybody had to participate in it. It wasn't just certain individuals. Everyone was supposed to be part of that process. I know that all the women are going to say, oh, well, the ladies weren't involved in that, blah, blah, whatever. I don't want to hear that BS right now. Of course they weren't involved in it. That was a different time and a different era, okay? But it was everyone's responsibility to be part of that process, and that's not how it is anymore. It's whoever has the most money, who can ever put together the biggest campaign, whoever can tell the most lies with the straightest face, gets put into these positions to try to, or who are supposed to make things better for us, and they never do. Never do. It just gets worse, because they're only thinking about, number one, themselves. And I think that goes for everyone. I'm not in politics because I would probably fall, to that. No, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say that. I would try to make things better for everyone. Would it be easy? No, I'm sure it's a terribly difficult job to try to please everyone, and you're not gonna please everyone, and that's just part of life. But they're not pleasing anyone but themselves, and that is ridiculous. That is so far as to say it is redonkulous. Anyway, that's what's been bothering me today, and what I wanted to talk about, especially since there's this article on MSNBC about these spies that they just recently captured, these Russian spies. I'm not even going to talk about that. I'll put the link in the doobly-doo to that article, because it is absolutely, I don't want to say that it's not true, because I can't prove whether it is or not, but it just seems like a really awkward time for something like this to finally come out into the press. I don't know. The wife sent it to me, and they've been doing this, they've been following these people for a number of years. At least that's what the report says, but I know that things like this can be falsified. I know that things like this can happen too. I mean, I'm not saying that these things don't happen, because these things do happen all the time. Espionage is a huge thing, especially, back during the Cold War. And I'm not saying that that's died out, but it just seems like awkward timing. I'm not going to go into it right now, but just reading that too was just another politics thing in my head for some reason. So I don't know. Politics is lame. We need to start governing and stop politicking. Yeah? Anyway, look for tomorrow's video. I'm going to put up some pictures. I'm going to try to put together a video of pictures from the photography stuff that Steph and I have been doing, some of the recent shoots that we've had. Just a couple of pictures I'll show you guys. I'll see if I can put that together. I don't know. I'm kind of mildly retarded, so maybe I won't get that editing figured out. But I'm hoping I will. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.